Hey crafty friends, it's Lynn, QV, and I'm playing with paper and glue. Today we're picking up with part 2 of our Flippy-Flappy stacked envelope folio. We're using the gorgeous Couture Deluxe Collector's Edition 12x12 and the 8x8 paper pack from Graphic 45. In part 1, we constructed our 5 envelope folio, and I'll link it below in case you missed it. Now, let's make it pretty. From our 8x8 Beautiful, we're going to cut this corner, and that measures 4 3/16 by 5 3/8. This is going to be our tag that goes in the window. From Gorgeous, we are going to cut 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. From Couture, we are going to cut inside the black line 5 1/8 inch by 7 inches. And this will be the front of envelope B. We'll also cut this trim 3/8 inch wide by 5 1/4 high. From Fashion, we'll cut a 4 by 6 rectangle. This will be for envelope C back. From the B side of Style, a rectangle that is 2 inches wide by 6 inches tall. I did round the corners of the 4 by 6, and you can see too, I have inked most of my edges because I like the way that looks. If you don't like it or you don't want to do it, you certainly don't have to. It's just my personal preference. From Chic, we will cut 5 1/8 by 3 5/8. From Accessorize B side, 1 1/2 inches by 3 5/8. And this will be a portion of envelope E back. From our 12 by 12s, Elegant, we will cut Couture, which will be envelope A back, and that will measure 3 3/4 by 5 3/16. We'll also grab A Girl Should Be Two Things, Classy and Fabulous, from Coco Chanel, 3 3/4 by 5 3/16. We're actually just going to cut the edges and fussy cut this gal here and the roses for the frame on our window envelope. We will be cutting from my Style, also 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. From Simply Stunning, this will be envelope D front, 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. On the other side, from the Gorgeous image or card, we're going to take 3 5/8 by 3 7/8. From Beautiful card, we're going to cut that entire card inside the black. That measures 3 5/8 by 5 1/8. We are going to cut that in half. From Accessorize, 4 1/2 by 6 1/4. That will be envelope C front. From Beautiful, we're going to take 4 of these cutouts. They will be 3 by 3 3/4. So I chose these 4. These cut aparts are going to make a little booklet for envelope C front, and also this bit of trim right here, and this will be our belly band on envelope C front. Also, we will be using some laces and some seam binding, as well as this little piece here. Thought it went nicely with the adornment on that picture. Okay, we are going to save this envelope, the window envelope, for last because I don't want it in the way. We'll go here to B. This is going to be for a tag that goes in here. We're going to glue this to this portion of the envelope, making sure we don't get any glue in here. We will then glue this edge. First, we will cut a notch to match the one we put in the frame. The center point there. There we go. Yep. Let's check it. Feels good. I'm going to do the back of A. So I am going to zigzag this on to this. What I want to do is give it a light glue, center it. So we did a little zigzag around it. When I'm working on junk journals, I like to leave my thread. But since this is supposed to be the work of a seamstress, I think they need to be a little nicer. Not that my stitching is great. Of course, you don't have to sew. It just gives a little extra something. Pretty much going edge to edge. Time for the brayer. We are going to move on to envelope C, which is this one in the middle. This part of C is getting this lovely piece. I'd like to stitch this one. I'm going to score these first. I will show you before I stitch them. Score each of the cards 3/8 of an inch from the left edge after you choose the direction for each one, and make sure you give them a really good score. I have two facing forward, these are in the center, and then two facing back. Here is our belly band and our little book. Okay. So let's glue this one on. I left lots of room on this belly band, knowing that this was kind of thick, but I may have left a little too much slack. And if that's the case, I'll just go in with a little bit of glue, just at one of these corners here. That will just hold it in place a little better. I noticed with this one, I need to trim. I'll show you here. This guy's got to go in first, and it's just going to sit in there as a liner. Let's see. Hold your horses. This little bit of pencil. Can put glue on the envelope portion. And I'm going to kind of slide it back to pick up some of that glue. want to be careful we don't glue any inside the pocket. Yay! See, that one's a spring up, but I think once we get this in here, that adds a little bit of weight, and then some weight in this, and also this will be on the top. Yeah, see, we'll be fine. We will be fine. And we can always put some kind of ribbon or something around it. In fact, if you knew you wanted to, you could put that on before we finish the papers. Or in this case, since it's going to be glued in and I don't need to be concerned with the back, I can always glue some ribbon directly to the back and tie it around. So we'll see when we get there if we want to do that or not. Let's move on to D. Oh, I love this one. This is going to go on the front, and then we're going to add this lace. I did fussy cut around the edge of the lace. I'm going to put it under and only have it just barely go over the these postage stamps. I just love the look of the notch. And if you don't have this little corner rounder notcher all in one, if you have an envelope scoreboard, there is something on there that will give you the same type of notch. And we could measure it, or we could just do it. I'm just all for doing it without. I would like to just darken that up a little bit. I have an ink, I think it's called Antique Linen. Yep, that's what it's called. Let's start with this. I always start with the lighter one first. So I'm going to give us a little bit of color right there. Let's also then get Vintage Photo. I'm choosing 2 of the thin borders from the sticker pack. Just gonna go right here, butt it up against. Nice little press. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so we could go against that and top to bottom. I'm going to trim just 1/8 of an inch or so off the edge. Yeah, that's good. I like it. We will do it as if it is a pocket of its own. Do the 3 sides. I just don't want that glue spilling over into the pocket. Okay, we're going to do E. So when it's flipped up, we're going to have this. So I'm going to put something under there just to make sure I don't get glue on our princess there. Do like that, because this is pretty close to exact. I kind of want to do maybe a zigzag. I like it, I really do. I overlapped and adhered the trim from Accessorize in the gorgeous card to fit our 5 by 3.5 envelope. Simply go in the middle. So we had cut this in half. Remember, this was one of the cards from the 12 by 12. And we're going to have that be the back side with a tiny bit of writing space, and this also with some note space. We're going to take this little piece of satin ribbon from the G45 Photogenic black trim and fold it like that. Might even use a staple just because I like doing that. We're going to add a sticker to that side. We're going to reinforce the corners here with some Tim Holtz linen tape. Here's our actual tag. Let's see if she still fits in here from the changes we made with the gluing. No, I think I'm gonna have to trim it. And let's also round these two corners. I'm gonna use the largest of the corner rounders on We Are Memory Keepers. And I always do it upside down just so I can see that my point gets exactly in there. I used to do them all wonky, and then I discovered how well that works. All right, let's see how we do now. Okay, let's decorate the front of this. We need that entire width. That's fine. I want to just cut around her but keep her attached. So she is just going to be in the front of the window. And then the same thing over here. I want to keep the roses attached. Then the top is a little thicker, so we might have to use something else for that. Go to the roses. I'm going to leave the black border on the outside. Let's just go around her like this for now, so we get in closer. Let's do the same thing around the roses. Now we can come in here and get a little closer. We'll cut a strip from Gorgeous to fit. I'll put this one down first. Envelope A is fragile, so I'm using double stick tape to avoid warping. I think we will do just a little tiny piece of lace. We will do something back here. We've got a couple places we still need to decorate, but that is it for right now. I'm gonna go start the evening with hubs, and I will see you again tomorrow. Here's our completed Flippy-Flappy stacked envelope folio. I've just used some lovely bias tape and a piece of old jewelry to bind it. This one I did finish on the back because it could be put in a journal as an insert or even just presented as a folio on its own. When we remove the binding, take a peek. Let's take out this tag. This flips up. And here we have the stitching down the side. Over here, little pad. Put some different papers in here and use some of that linen tape as well as the very end of a vintage tape measure. Here we've got some tickets and a needle book. I've used the seam binding packaging just to give us some more cute little inserts. I love this. A girl should be two things, classy and fabulous. Coco Chanel. Just got a couple pieces of ephemera in here. Here we've got a sample piece. I think it's muslin. Some cutouts here. This tag, I did use the pop out from the punch, so that when it's in, it completes that couture. And then this is from an actual vintage pattern, and some of the tape here. Okay, and here we've got the pinking shears trim, and another little pocket with a tag. And of course, some extra labels. goes up, this goes over, this goes down, and the back. I hope you had fun like I did, and we'll make one of these Flippy-Flappy envelope folios for yourself. Of course, always use what you have in your stash and combine that with some beautiful paper such as this Graphic 45 amazing deluxe collector's edition of Couture. So thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you'd like, and I will see you again while we're playing with paper and glue.